Hey guys, it's Marshall from Going Gear, and today we're going to take a look at a light that I'm pretty excited about. It's the Olight S80 Baton. So they had the S35 and the S65 before. They were powered by AA batteries. This is a rechargeable version of that. So I always like rechargeable lights. I think it's cool when companies make lights like this where you don't have to pull the batteries out to recharge. Very useful for law enforcement, security, guys that are recharging their lights on a really regular basis. So really cool light. So everything that you get in here, as with most Olights, it comes with a nice case. Go ahead and open that up, and here's the holster in the top. We'll show you it in the holster real quick. It just slides in, holds everything in place really well. On the back you have your hook and loop, and then you can use that to attach to a pack or belt. And you have another loop up here, so you can use it to attach to a carabiner or however else you want to attach to that. Nice little holster, drain hole on the bottom, and then actually also, if you have it head first in there, you can see that it is turned on. It's not that easy to get in there head first, but I know some people like to put their lights in head first, but if you really cram it down in there, you can get it in there head first. But I think it's generally made to do it in there tail first. It's a little bit easier to slide it in there. Alright, so warning tag on here. Please quickly triply click the button at the first use. So we'll do that here in just a second, but that's what this tag says. We're going to take that off and set the light to the side. So the other stuff that you get in here, you have a split ring if you want to use it with a split ring. Here's a diffuser, and this just slides over the front of the light. I really like diffusers, especially in lights this size. I think they're very, very useful. And then here is the charger. So the charger, on the back, you have this little tab that we're just going to flip up, and the charger plugs right into that. Can't get any simpler. So nice simple charger, really easy way to recharge the light. Alright, so that's all the stuff that comes with it. Alright, let's take a closer look at this thing. So pretty beefy battery in here. You've got the charging element down here, battery up in here, or maybe it's the other way around, and we'll figure out when we open this thing up. But pretty beefy battery. You can see it's a pretty slim light, especially considering the size of the battery, and it definitely doesn't have thin walls. It has some nice sturdy walls, but the way they do that is from here to here, it was all machined from a single piece of aluminum. So a lot of lights this size, and a lot of lights a lot smaller than this, they'll have several pieces that they're machined from. The head and the body and the tail and even some additional parts will be machined from different pieces of aluminum, and they'll have to thread those together. Well, this, from here to here, this was all one solid piece of aluminum, so they don't have to have that extra material to allow for the threads. So really cool design. This is a really innovative light, especially in the construction itself from Olight. So here on the front of it, you can see that Cree XML LED, really lightly orange peel reflector, just lightly textured just to make it a nice, smooth, clean, even beam. Stainless steel bezel on here. This protects it when you drop it. You won't be denting the aluminum. So the stainless steel is a lot harder to dent than the aluminum is. You can still get damaged, just not as easily as the aluminum. And then the O-ring, of course, keeping everything nice and watertight. There's the end of it. That's the charging port, so that just flips up. So this keeps it all nice and watertight. And then your attachment point if you want to attach the split ring. So here's the switch on the side of it. You can see there's the triple click that they were talking about. When you first activate it, I actually turned the slide on earlier, so you didn't have to do that, but that's just to get it out of the standby mode that it comes in from the factory. At least I'm guessing that's what it's for. We'll go ahead and open it up, show you the inside of it. So here's all the stuff that charges it. Not really much going on there, it's kind of neat. And then here is that battery, so it's a 26650. This is actually a specially made 26650. You can see there's two contact areas down here on the bottom, which is different than your regular 26650 that you would see with like your 47s, S12 or X10. So the batteries are not going to be interchangeable, but they are going to offer these as accessories if you want to have spares, or if way down the road these die out, you will have the ability to replace that, but it's not a standard 26650, so keep that in mind. There's the inside of the light. Go and slide that back in there, put the charging part back on there, and we'll show you the interface of this guy. So you shouldn't need to be opening the slide up all that much unless you're going through several batteries a night, which you have to be using it on high power for 8 hours to be going through a lot of batteries. Most people are just going to use it and stick it on the charger every now and then, but if you really need to, you can get in there, you can access the battery. So we'll zoom back out. So again, when you first get this, just triple click the switch and you'll be good to go. But for the interface, if you tap that switch, you can see it turns on. The way to get it to switch between the different modes is if you just hold down that button. And you'll see it cycle between 3 different outputs. And when you see the one that you want, well, if you keep on doing it, it'll actually go into standby mode. That's where that triple click comes into play. And one thing you'll notice is when I'm clicking it, see how that button lights up? It's letting you know that it's in standby mode and it's not going to turn on. When you triple click it, that's how you get out of that standby mode. So when you hold it down and let it cycle through a few times, that's when it goes into the standby mode. Triple click to get out of that. But anyway, when you're not holding it down forever like I was, once you do it and let it go through, just let go when you see the output that you want. Really easy to select, so just hold down. If you want it in high, when it gets to high, just let go. And it remembers the last mode you had it in, so if you turn it off, turn it back on, it's going to come on into the last mode you had it in. So we'll cycle down to low. As long as you don't hold it down, it's always going to be in that same output. And you also have some flashing mode in here, so if you double click it, there's your strobe. And I'll show you what you do, what it does. If you press and hold it from strobe, you can see it goes just right back into the regular illumination. So again, the interface, when you first get it, it's going to be in standby. Triple click it to get out of that. If you want to go into standby, you just hold it down, let it cycle through a few times, and it'll go into standby. Actually, one thing I forgot to show you, it actually has momentary. So from off, if you press and hold it, you have momentary. So if you don't quickly release it, you have the momentary activation on there. But if you just tap it, it'll go into the mode that you had it on in last. Just press and hold, it'll cycle through. When you see the one that you want, just let go. And then you turn it off, turn it back on, it'll be in that same output. And of course press and hold to be in the momentary for whatever you left it off in. Okay, that's the interface for the Olight S80 Baton. As usual, if you want to see the run times and the lumen specs and all that kind of stuff, I think this thing is 750 ANSI lumens is what they rate it as. But if you want to see the run times and all that, we always have that on our website. You can always go there if you want to see the detailed specs. But we're going to go and take this outside and we'll show you how the S80 does outside. Alright, got the Olight S80 out here. Big 40 mag light. Here's the mag light. 15 feet away, 100 feet away. Zoom in on that just so you can see it a little bit better. Really tightly focused beam. Does okay at distance. Pretty nasty looking beam. Doesn't light up a whole lot at once. Let's try out the S80, see how it does. So there it is on low. You can see even on low, not too bad. Little bush 15 feet away. Of course, stuff up close, it does great. Even out at a distance, kind of makes it out to 100 feet, which is pretty impressive. Medium and high, of course, does fantastic. It's honestly too bright at 15 feet. Out at 100 feet, lights up that whole tree extremely well. And the spill, which is the area around the hot spot, bright part in the center, spill, everything around it, lights up that really well as well. So I'll shine this around a little bit. Relatively compact light. Really lightweight, pretty impressive considering what it is, and it's rechargeable, which is really nice. Alright, so that's a shorter distance. Let's go ahead and try out a longer distance and see how it does. Alright, got some more distance to work with. Got the S80, 40 mag light. There's my house, 50 yards, tree in the front yard at 100 yards. Doesn't really make it out to the tree all that great. Let's try the S80. Alright, there you go. Massive difference. It's very apparent, the difference between the lights, but you can see over 100 yards to the top of that tree. It's lit up extremely well. No question about what's going on out there. You can see the detail and everything. Not a problem. So if you're trying to spot something at a distance, great light for that. And obviously it's lit up so well at 100 yards, it can easily do more than 100 yards. We'll shine it around a little bit, and I'm actually going to let it cycle through the different outputs just so you can see those. Even the medium output does really well at 100 yards, but the max output obviously does fantastic at that kind of distance. Whoops, let it go too many times, accidentally put it in the lockout mode. Don't forget about that when you're just holding the switch down. Alright, so there you go. That's the new Olight S80 Baton rechargeable flashlight. If you like it, you can buy it from us at goinggear.com. Any questions or comments, you can reach us in the comments or at goinggear.com. And if you like the video, be sure to subscribe. We put out a lot of flashlight and other gear videos. Thanks for watching.